Welcome to the spin. Man, lots going on, but we have special guests today. We have Edward Blanch and Jules Seroskie from the Association of Fitness Judges. First of all, thank you guys for jumping on this evening.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome to the greatest show in CrossFit at 7:30 on a Wednesday.
Exactly, the best show
6:30
on Wednesday night.
Heard nothing but good things.
Depends on where you live. I mean, look, Map Lady. I heard Abby.
It's okay,
John.
We're okay.
Okay. Look, Map Lady, my favorite part of the week. Take us to the weekend. We can only do maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours for you, but hopefully that's enough to get you to the weekend. But I wanted to invite Edward and Jules on because if you've been following the Age Group Semifinals, there was the CrossFit put out a notice or an announcement was 2 weeks ago during the video review process that there were some judges who had expired L1 or higher credentials. One of those people was Brian Clapp, who was the director or is the director of the AFJ. He was at Mayhem. And so that process has run its course. All of the scores are, I guess, back in. I'll find out if you guys know how that's all shaken out. And love to hear kind of what happened with the AFJ from that standpoint. And to be clear, like it wasn't just the AFJ. Like there were other individuals that were impacted by this by not having their credentials. But obviously you guys are at the forefront and in the spotlight of judging. And then obviously when this happens, you're the first ones to kind of be, spotted out. So, either of you like maybe share background of what that process looked like, when you found out and kind of what happened after that.
Yeah, sure thing. So we were contracted in by CrossFit Mayhem a few weeks out from the Age Group qualifier. They had this great plan of inviting all their masters athletes to Mayhem itself. While the classic was going on, they asked us if we could provide some judges for that. We were the exclusive judges for the Mayhem Classic, so we ran all the judges, the standards, the disputes, the flow of all the work, everything for that. So we already had a team in place. We pulled in another team for that, and we got everyone's qualifications to come through. We asked for everyone's information, and we handed it off to Brian. So he ran the online Masters qualifier, and it was on, I believe, Tuesday morning. We got a message from one of our contacts at CrossFit saying, "Hey, I'm trying to find this guy's certifications. Like, I can't see him. I see when you log onto his profile, it comes up with an L2, but they couldn't find the actual certificate."
Is this before Mayhem or after the
Tuesday after?
Yeah, this was the Tuesday after. So the competition is already done. Score submission has closed. We're already back home wherever we are. And I get this message from CrossFit saying, "Hey, we're trying to find his L2 certificate. It says on his profile he's got it." So we go, "Yeah, no problem. Should have got it somewhere." So a message finally later that day, get the email back from him, and we've realized that it's expired. And our immediate concern is the athletes that Mayhem have, because this could potentially ruin their entire season. Like, these guys have trained for the entire year, ready for this one chance that they get to qualify to the next level. So we go straight into, how do we try and fix this? How do we try and make sure these athletes get to show their fitness level and not be punished or penalized for a potential admin issue from our end? So message back and forth with Brian and some other people, and Brian immediately books in for the online level 1. So he literally takes it the next day, finishes the entire course, is sending me screenshots of, "Hey, I've done this section, I'll have it done by this time tonight." Then he takes the webinar that you have to do to finish everything up, and he finishes that all, I believe the Friday night. So this is just right as the public video review process is closed. So he gets all of that done and passes everything before the close of the public video review. While this is going on, we're in regular communication with Josh and Jacob Mayhem, talking them through what the local league situations are going to be, how we're handling it, talking to CrossFit. We're working out how we can, again, show the athletes fitness and make sure the right people get through to the next level of qualification. So while we're having these conversations with Mayhem, with CrossFit, we're getting Brian all the way certified. We're double checking all the other judges we had there, double checking, triple checking everyone's qualifications. So their L1 is minimum, their 2025 judges course, their advanced judges course, and everything checks out great. So it was the one judge, but unfortunately it was a lot of athletes.
And it's easy to see in retrospect how Brian missed that and how we all missed that. So we checked everybody else's certifications ahead of time. And then Brian being the director of competitions, that's kind of his area. He sent over copies of certificates. But when he logs into his dashboard, it says on there, it has the L2 badge moniker. So he legitimately did not realize he was not in current status with his L2. It was news to him, shock to him. So he never would have put himself in that position or the AFJ in that position had he had any inkling. And I'm pretty confident in that a lot of other people fell into the same boats. And that's what CrossFit was starting to realize was the loophole in just the dashboard system of how it updates correctly.
How long, do you know how long his credentials had been expired?
Not off the top of my head, no.
So you're saying if you go into like his dashboard of whatever, like his profile,
yeah.
It
So
has the L2, is that?
So I don't think it will have that now because he has since taken his L1 and it's probably reset. I don't know for sure. But I know like when I log into CrossFit.com's website and I look at my athlete profile, it has my L3 badge and everything else. When we asked him to check, he just looked at that and said, oh, it still says L2, so I guess I'm good. And then later on, he actually checked his certificate for when he took his L2 and when it expired.
Well, yeah, he didn't even realize it had, like, when he sent over a copy to us, we said, hey, this is expired. He's like, no, it's not. I never got any notifications or anything like that. He must have just missed that entirely. He didn't even realize, like, this was brand new news to him entirely.
In this one occasion, like in his exact situation, I mean, like that kind of sucks because like you can see the dates, but on the global scale, I mean, like I have no idea when my L1 runs up, and if my profile on HQ's website says that I have my L1, I'm like, I guess I'm good to go, because like I don't know where my certificate is. I'm not gonna go look for it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened to him.
Yeah. And it's a very easy oversight to have. And it's just a software issue from that end. In hindsight, like moving forward to the teams coming up this weekend and for the elite individuals moving forward, we are working with a few training camps and individual athletes, and we are literally printing off everyone's certificate with the dates, so everyone has their correct name spelling on there, as it will be when it goes into the main site, as well as any IDs we need and the certificate. So all the athletes we work with are going to be 100% sure that all of our certifications are in line.
Yep. I'm also emailing them to all of the training camps and athletes we're working with directly ahead of time. Like I have everybody's, I literally just got the last batch of judges that we're sending out into the field next week. So I'm going to email them all at the beginning of next week, so the training camps and coaches all have them.
Do you how many athletes were affected? Do you know, like at least through, do you know in total, or do you know at Mayhem at least?
I know the athletes with Mayhem. So what we did once we found out that CrossFit was, they really did want to work with within the issue and let the right athletes get to the games. They didn't want just an administrative error to end somebody's season. So once we knew the athletes of who was affected and how CrossFit wanted to handle it and that they wanted to do a deep dive internal review, we made a list of all of the Mayhem athletes that were in qualification spots prior to the issue. And we did an internal review of all of their videos to kind of see if there was going to be anything that got flagged independently. And I let Mayhem know any issues that I saw, potential penalties that might come out. And there was next to nothing. There was one guy that his handstand walk video, you couldn't quite see his line, actually, that he did get a penalty. Beyond that, every single one of the other athletes, all their scores were reinstated and everything was fine.
God, do you know how many was that?
It was, hold on, bear with me. I have a spreadsheet, of course. So there was 20 athletes that were at Mayhem, but the ones that were inside the cut line, I want to say
I went to someone like 8, I think, and it ended up being 5 or 6 that actually qualified for the next level.
it was 8. Yeah, 8 athletes.
So
What
8
about
athletes
globally?
Globally, that would be not sure.
I think
we
Pablo
just-
did a
Yeah,
Google sheet on all of that. Yeah.
I'm sure Tyler checked that out any day now.
That's on my first.
Did you have any like what is the AFJ's relationship with CrossFit?
very
Or
good.
is
We
there
actually
any?
started having some regular communications with HQ probably the end of last year. And since then, we've maintained a great line of communication, sort of discussing future of judging, potential ways to work together in the future. They're very interested in the seminar, the judging seminar that we've created. We ran for the first time the day before Wadapalooza in Miami.
Tier Wadapalooza.
Yes, exactly. Tier Wadapalooza. Yes,
don't forget Tier.
Yeah, should know better. Yeah, Tier Wadapalooza. And we've got more coming throughout the year. But we've been having regular communication with them. We briefly got read in on the rough idea of how the season was going to go, and we gave some thoughts and feedback on some potential issues, and then also some feedback on the advanced judges course, which was brand new for this year.
And then when this came up, were you in communication with them, or was it more just like, hey, here's what's happening, and they kind of did their thing, and you're just kind of waiting to find out what happens? Or did you have any other dialogue?
No.
With them?
So they let us know that there was an issue, and then we messaged them saying, okay, here's what the steps we're going to take to correct that. And then they did check in with us a couple of times to kind of see what page we were on with telling the athletes and the training camps and things. And we told them Mayhem is essentially our client for this. So we've been in communication with them and said, like, this is how we would like to handle it. But at the end of the day, Mayhem as the client, they said we would like to handle it this way. So we're following their lead on that one.
Got it. And so do you have how many judges does the AFJ have?
Latest update on the directors, we're about 270.
Okay, and that's across the entire
The
world.
Correct.
Do you have AFJ judges? Like, it sounds like we hear a lot more of the AFJ going to like Mayhem, Training Think Tank. I think they may have gone to HWPO last year for quarterfinals.
Mhm.
Like, do you have them going out to like other, like internationally, or is it more kind of an American thing?
Yeah. So I would say of the 270 judges in the directory, maybe about half are probably internationally based. Last year, we had a couple athletes internationally that we sent judges out to, a couple in the UK, I believe one in France and one in Australia.
Okay.
Outside
then-
of that, we also work with a few competitions in Europe and in the Middle East. We've had consultations with as well. So,
Got it.
Is it? I don't follow this stuff near as much as Brian does, so I apologize if this is a stupid question. Is it just this? Is it simple enough as just getting an email that your L2 is almost expired?
What do you mean?
Like they didn't know that they were expired, correct?
yes.
Correct.
is it as simple as just getting an email from CrossFit that your L2 is expired?
I'm not really sure what you're asking. Are you asking how did
Do you get an
not
email
know?
before
You didn't
it
know your
expires?
L2 was expired a week before it expired. Hey, your L2 is about to expire.
Yes, I believe you get an email out 6 months out, 3 months out, and 1 month out. But again, I'm not sure. There are multiple ways this could have happened. It could have been a change of email addresses. It could have been a while ago. Life events happen. It could have been any number of things.
And I do know that they're supposed to send you the emails. Like I remember getting it when I got my L1 up for renewal. I now have my L2. My L2 is up in February, and I've already been thinking for the last 6 months, like, what am I doing? Am I getting my L3, et cetera, et cetera? I'll be honest, I haven't seen an email telling me that mine's up for renewal. Doesn't mean it's not somewhere in the depths of my spam folder, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. But then like I would ask if you get an email a month ahead of time, and I agree with you guys. It says L2 up there, like, oh, I'm still good, right? I get it's an easy mistake. I'm not trying to like come down on y'all or anything about it. But if you get an email saying that it's expired a month ahead of time, is it not on you to not get it fixed? I feel like CrossFit did their job then. If they are, I don't know if they are. I don't know anything. That's why I'm asking for clarity. I think if you get an email a month ahead of time, it's on that person to get it renewed, right? Or no?
Yes, it is.
Got it.
I agree. It was an oversight, and we did our best to try and fix it in the situation once it became a problem. I mean, this is the first year that they've had the L1 or above be a credential, and Brian legitimately thought he was good. There's no other sugarcoating it or other excuses. He really genuinely thought he was good. We are taking steps to make sure that never happens again in those proactive steps of we are physically printing out the certificates. We are emailing them to the training directors. This will not get missed again if these credentials stay moving forward as the requirement.
I go ahead, Brian.
Yeah. One of the things that I've had several people message me. I think one person was pretty vocal. I think maybe Hiller may have even shared it. There was an athlete we talked about it last week, Tyler. The guy didn't have an advanced judges course. And so like CrossFit didn't allow that to get reviewed,
but did review all these others.
It did review everything else. So like they kind of differentiated between the two of, hey, if you expired credentials, it's this process review. If you don't have the advanced judges course,
don't. I believe didn't Dave Castro mention that in his week in review, I think, something like that. They said if you already had a previous qualification, they would potentially review the video. But if you didn't have any one of those other new ones, or you never got your L1, I don't think they were. But again, I'm trying to remember what I saw on Castro's week in review.
Got it. The teams, like there were 3. Now it requires 3 judges, a head judge and 2 floor judges for 3 of the workouts. Does that throw a wrinkle in like planning purposes for you guys if you are going back out to Mayhem or Training Think Tank or anywhere else? Maybe are you going to Brute too? Maybe.
Yeah. So we're not doing teams. We had one location we were trying to get someone to, but they only asked about a week out, and to get bodies on the floor, it was going to be too expensive for them. But we've been in communication with the training camps that are doing team events, and yeah, it is 3 people, and it is a challenge. But they're going to make it work. They don't have another choice, I guess.
And how are you going to deal with that with the individuals? I can't imagine you need 3 just because it's one person, but
so with indies is a little easier. When we send judges out, our plan and what we've told the training camps is that our priority is to actually judge the athlete, because they're trying to empower the judge on site to make the calls. So the priority is having somebody there that has the trained eye that's going to make that quick no rep call, or a warning shot of, hey, make sure you stand up all the way, whatever that is. And the head judge is more overseeing this, make sure everything looks generally right. So in the case where, let's say at Mayhem, 4 athletes want to go at the time and we have 4 judges there, our priority is to judge the athletes and have somebody like Jake Lockhart or somebody else there that is fully credentialed be the head judge role. And that's the same kind of method we're going to use at all the other training camps and individual athletes.
Got it. Go ahead, Tyler.
Mine's a little tangential, so go ahead.
Are you doing any, like, obviously you were there at Mayhem. Are you doing any of the other, working with any of the other in-person qualifying events from that type of judging standpoint?
From an official capacity, no, but we will be there as just, regular judges enjoying the judging experience as we always do.
And anything with World Fitness Project? Have you had any discussions with them? Are you working the first tour event or anything?
So we've had some calls with Will Morad when it was first announced, and he was very interested in what we're doing. I believe one of the part owners or board members already has a approved relationship with some of our AFJ judges, and they are going to be taking the lead for the initial part of that. But we will be there.
What do you mean by that? So like they're working with somebody in your group, and then like a subset is going, but it's not officially AFJ.
So we represent, like Joel said, about 270 judges around the world, and they are individual judges. They're happy to go and do any competitions they want to. We are simply an advocate for them, and we try and work with competitions to help those judges when they go to these competitions. So there are judges from around the world that are doing their own competitions. Some of them are organizing their own competitions. Some are just judging at their local affiliate level. When it comes to our fitness project, Jules and I are going there to judge. We're going to be in the lane next to our other AFJ members, making calls, hanging out with them, enjoying the sport that we love.
Got it. Tyler?
I was wondering about last year. I know that, like, particularly TTT, just because I know some of those folks. You had the debacle last year where there was a lot of AFJ judges in place, and then HQ came over top and reviewed the videos again, and then deducted what should have already been passed through good judges. Did you all have a relationship with HQ at that time?
No, not really. Not outside.
Because we thought they were coming after y'all.
It did seem a little pointed.
It felt like it. It felt like it.
It's very easy to see. We were surprised at the level of intensity they were reviewing some of them. But again, this is one of those learning experiences that has manifested this year. CrossFit said they're trying to really reinforce the judge who is at that affiliate's level to make the good calls. Because when it comes to like a live competition, the lane judge is the person making that decision. The head judge is there to make sure that nothing untoward is going on. You don't get to sit on the sidelines and then overrule that judge. So what CrossFit are trying to do, from what we gather, is reestablish that judge who is there now gets to have the final say. The video review will be more like, let's make sure the correct number of reps were done. It looks kind of right. No one's trying to cheat, and give that ability back to the judge at the affiliate.
When did that relationship start to occur? Was it after that event or much months down the line, or is it more recent?
So
Go ahead, please.
No. Okay. So when the AFJ, before it even began, we wrote this white paper this was back in 2021.
In the beginning, as they say.
In the beginning, yeah. And this was before the AFJ was anything. We were finishing up judging at Syndicate Crown and MAC back in Knoxville. And there was a lot of negativity in the online space about judges making bad calls and who are these people and everything else, and it needs to be a more professional system. And no one was doing anything about it. So we wrote this initial white paper laying out kind of a general overview of what the future of judging in the sport of CrossFit could be. And we got a lot of input from commentators, stakeholders, training camps, athletes, and we sent it to CrossFit HQ, and they were very interested in what we wrote. In fact, some of the points we made in that were incorporated into following years. I would say the relationship we're currently having with CrossFit is new. It is probably December to January this year, we've started to have far more involved communications on, again, how do we push this sport forward? Like, how do we make this more community driven, and how do we push the sport? That's really what it comes down to.
Is it, I mean, where do you guys see yourself, the relationship forming into? What are your hopes of the relationship forming into, that you're a 100% resource for HQ at any sort of need like that?
Yeah, I mean, that would be fantastic if CrossFit felt comfortable enough and confident enough in us to run the judges for the teams at the CrossFit Games, or even the individuals eventually. Certainly, the last couple of years, CrossFit have brought in individual judges who are not seminar staff to work the individuals at the games. I was part of the trial run at that with the last year at Madison, and we've had a lot of AFJ members who have done that the last couple of years. In the short term, we're working with them on our seminar, and hopefully potentially having that as maybe a approved course so that people can get CEUs. But again, this is all sort of potentially long-term goals we'd love to have.
One last question on my end, sorry, Spin, is you said you are an advocate for the AFJ judge, or the judges within the AFJ. I guess I'm wondering what do you mean by advocate?
So I'm not sure if this is public knowledge, but we don't get paid. We pay our own way with flights, with gas, with hotels, with food. And let's say we take a competition like Tier Wadapalooza that runs from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. More than likely, you're flying out on a Wednesday night and you're flying back Monday morning. So that's a lot of days you're missing from work, away from your family. If you can get paid time off, you're also paying for your flights. Some of the judges that do these competitions are flying from all over the world. We have judges from Australia, from Europe, Africa, South America that come to these competitions, and they're paying their own way. They're paying for their own hotels, and it's not cheap.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think people. Go ahead.
So one of the big things we're pushing for, and what is one of the caveats to really working with us for any of the competitions, is one, accommodation. The competition is paying for the accommodation of the judges to get them there, to put them up so they're not sleeping on a friend's sofa or bunking 4 to a room. Just give them a hotel or an Airbnb to live in so they're not coming out of pocket for that, and some sort of travel stipend. It doesn't have to be, I'm not expecting first class flights from London to Sydney to judge the Torium. We're asking for a couple of $100 that we're not coming out of our pocket to pay for these things. So that's one of the big things that we're trying to advocate for, is getting the right judges to the best places and have them not spend their own money to try and get there.
And I think that's why you see such a turnover within the judging community over the years, is that they kind of get burnt out. People get really excited to give back to the community. Like, I know for myself and for Ed, like, we get that adrenaline rush like you do competing. I am not a very good athlete, so like my next best place is judging. That's how I got into it, and that's how a lot of the judges have gotten into it. And it is a very expensive hobby to do, but you want to give back to the community. You want to be a part of it. You want to uphold the standard. Fairness is like probably one of my top values. So it fits very much in line with my thought process. But ultimately, there's only so much you can do when you're paying your way all the time. Like, I don't actually take real vacations. We turned the Rogue Invitational Scotland trip into a 2-week vacation because, well, paying all this money to go over here, I'm going to turn that into a vacation. But most of these judges, that is all of their time off for the year, and they do it because they love it and they love the community. Like the judging group, if you kind of sit back and watch, it's a lot of the same people at a lot of the events, and we've become like an extended family. So, and
I think it's a thankless job that I don't think a lot of people understand. I look at judging kind of like I look at like umpires. Like, nobody cares about them. Nobody talks about them when everything is good, when they're doing great.
Yeah.
You know, you could have 19 competitions. Everything is flawless. You did amazing. You mess up one.
What's that? That one judge at Rogue on the duel. And
that middle judge at Rogue will forever be heralded. But but truly, like you have one thing that goes bad, everybody talks about it, and that's all anybody wants to talk about. I don't think people understand. I don't know if sacrifice is the right word, but like the passion that I think a lot of people who judge, like this is what they do have. And I admire it. I wonder, do you think you guys could, I don't know if this is possible or not, but have like a rating system for the judges that are in your stable? So like this person is 97% accurate and the no reps they call are, 98%. These ones are egregious. And like, you can just have a rating system. I don't know how easy that is.
John, don't use that word.
What'd you say?
Too soon. Don't use that word, please.
Egregious.
Okay. I don't know where that comes from. But like they do with umpires. You know what I mean? I think that'd be cool. And then the judges that get elected to the games have the best accuracy ratings.
Yeah. So there's actually two parts that we are actually working on. So what was originally laid out in that white paper, and we've since kind of built out a bit more, is a tiered judging system. So you'll get different levels of judges depending on your experience and feedback from other judges. So that eventually there might be, like, say 3 or 4 different levels of judges that have shown competence, ability, consistency in calls to really guarantee a consistent event. The other part of that is with our seminar that we run. So the seminar is a 1-day seminar, and then the judges who do the seminar are evaluated over the next competition. So if we take Tier Wodapalooza as the example, we ran the 1-day seminar on Wednesday. We had great support from the PFAA supplying some athletes for us to use as a demo team so the judges can see athletes moving at speed, at high intensity. But then over the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we had a team of 2 judges evaluating all of the other judges who were at Tier Wodapalooza who were at the seminar. And then about a week later, they got an email with, here's what you did well, here's what you need to work on, and did you pass or fail? And if you passed, you've been tagged with certified AFJ judge in our directory. So when we do a search and we need excellent judges, we're going to be able to find those excellent judges. When we did a dive on the data of how many people passed and how many failed, I think it was 65% passed. So not everyone is passing this. Like it's supposed to be tough, and it's supposed to be something that makes you think and see, here's what I need to work on, here's what I need to improve on. And they're getting that individual feedback as opposed to what happens at most competitions, which is a pat on the back, great job, see you next time.
Got it.
I have
did anybody ever take it and you're like, hey, you're not cut out for this. Like you need to try something else. They had like a 7%. They were just like, hey, brother, you're really rough. Like
in the past,
you must have judged Kale in his workout. That's how bad you are.
HWPO athlete Kale Lehman.
Yeah, that guy. Well, let's move on. Go ahead.
In the past, there hasn't been a system to give proper feedback. And that's what the judges as a community said that they wanted more of when we asked them, like, hey, how can we help you guys as an organization? And they said, give more feedback. Well, it's an uncomfortable conversation to say, maybe this isn't cut out for you, go do athlete control. But we've created the forum to kind of do that. And with some of the people we work with through the times, it's like, you're not going to get this. This is not the space for you. But the problem that we run across is that, as we kind of alluded to before, these are a group of people that are very passionate about what they do and they want to do a good job. They just didn't have a format to hear, like, how can I get better? What did I screw up, etc. So the seminar is definitely going to help teach them and make them more aware of what they didn't know they were not doing.
Hey, this is what you do with the guy who gets the 7% on his test. Hey, buddy, we've got the most important judge's job of all time. You see that gate right over there? No athletes should get past that gate. If they do, you'll fail your judge's course. I have a judging question, actually. So
I thought you asked your last question.
No. This is the last one. This is a game, John. This is right. A game. So say you're judging an athlete, all right, and maybe there's a workout with like bar muscle ups in it, and the athlete goes and they sit down for an extended portion of time. What is the judge's responsibility in that circumstance?
Was the athlete in the frame the entire time when he was sitting down?
He was.
He was.
All right, I think it's okay.
Hypothetically,
What do you guys? Hypothetically, I think
This doesn't sound very hypothetical, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It's completely. I just made this up.
Well, our times were like 30 seconds apart, Tyler. I didn't.
Okay, now it's
One last question. When I do go to your website and look at the who we are, it does show that Brian Clapp is no longer on there, and you do have a couple new board positions. Is Brian still a part of the AFJ, or kind of what happened with that?
Yeah. So Brian has resigned his position as director of competitions at the AFJ. We wanted to make sure he got everything taken care of. The athletes were looked after, and then he resigned with the other board positions. So as a non-profit, we are limited to a term of 4 years in our respective roles. When we set up the AFJ, it was very clear that we couldn't all be in the same position for all 4 years and then we all leave at the same time, because that's going to cause a lot of issues with continuity and keeping the community involved and everything else. Two of the other board members who elects to resign have life changes. Like we don't get paid for any of this. The AFJ is currently funded out of whatever money is in our bank account right now, on any t-shirts we can sell. So it's not paid. It is purely volunteer, and their lives change. They need to take a step away. Given the growth that we've experienced over the last year, we've also got a lot more things happening, and it's requiring more and more hours to do. So in line with all of our bylaws, we messaged everybody in our direction and said, hey, we have these positions becoming available. If you would like to nominate someone or nominate yourself for one of the roles, please send in your application. We'll review them. We're doing interviews right now with all the different people who have applied for the different roles. Then it will go to the board to decide on who we like the best fit. And then we'll start filling those positions and expanding.
Got it. Okay, great. Edward, Jules, thank you for taking time out of this evening and kind of explain the situation and letting us know a little bit more about the AFJ. So thank you very much.
Thank you for the
Thank you all.
the opportunity.
Thank you very much for having us.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
There you go. The AFJ.
Hold on, let's see if I can make this happen. There we go. That thumbs up was so quick on him, wasn't it? Like,
He was just like
so
this.
quick.
It was just back. And
Dude,
forth.
I don't know why, like different animations, like it did.
Cat
Like
crazy.
the piece gives me balloons every single time. Like it's crazy.
It didn't right there.
Because I remember you guys tried to do it and you couldn't make it happen. And
Well, I have mine turned off. So
I don't have a Mac.
That must be what.
So
That must be what it is.
that's why Tyler's computer doesn't work half the time. Oh, that was good stuff.
running a 1986 Dell right here, John. I'd be lucky if
We can tell. You need to work out some burpee challenge with Savan and
yeah.
CA hormones and get something new there. All right, moving on. Oh, look at
Sorry,
that guy.
just giving my boy a shout out, although I don't appreciate that hashtag. It's just
Red
between
butt
us two.
buddies.
Uh,
That sounds like one you should keep around.
Yeah,
He's a good
that's
guy.
good one. Viewer comments. Let's get to it. We're I said come join us for 15 minutes, and we're now 40 minutes into it. So
We're gonna go super quick. Wodland Fest. There's like 3 minutes on it. Okay, like don't worry about it.
every athlete gets 1 second.
Guys, listen. Brian will cover it all. We'll just leave it to him.
He already did. You could watch it today. Christy Taylor. I think I see CrossFit's distinction between level 1 expiring and judges course. In case of expiration, they went through the course and passed the test. First year for this particular judges course, right? So a no take is never having been through the required course. I do think that is an important distinction, though I don't know what I think right call should have been for either one. So
I was lost halfway through that. I didn't
basically
hear
that same thing we
second half
talked
of that
about
at all.
Basically, if you had taken,
Oh,
at least you had the
last
L1
week.
at some point. Didn't know.
Agreed. What was that person's name?
Yeah.
Christy Taylor.
Good comment.
Christy,
I'm with
great
you, Christy.
comment.
Yep.
There you go. At SPM 40, will the next winner of the games be the fittest woman on earth?
Yeah. My brain freaked out, dude.
What's that?
Does not compute.
Okay.
Sorry. I think I'll pull
I'm
a
gonna
John
say
here and
yes.
I'll say we'll
I'm
wait
gonna-
and see.
I'm gonna I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. Okay. You know why? And here, this is why I will say yes. Tia's high-roxing it up. She's only going to get smaller. So at the point of the games, I do not think Tia would win the games in that current point. She's not doing CrossFit. She's way, way weaker. I mean, we'll see at Torian. Like, I don't think she'll be as dominant as we're accustomed to her being. She might still win, but I don't see her as being dominant, like crazy dominant. So at the point of the CrossFit games, I don't think it'll be Tia. I don't think it can be Laura. I don't think it's going to be training as hard for Oral Fitness Project because it's a guaranteed paycheck and you don't actually have to work hard. On top of that, she can't do a handstand push-up. So I can't. I'm not going to say Laura just because it's luck of the programming. You know what I mean? So I can't. You can't.
She made it through tour event 1. No handstand push-ups.
Was Laura even the fittest on earth in that year?
In 2023?
Yeah.
I think by nature of the test, yes.
All right.
In 2023, she was the fittest woman on earth.
I think
she
it heavily.
Tia.
I said that. I agree with that. I think it heavily depends on the programming with her. If it's a regular handstand push-up event, she'll do fine. It's just one specific thing she's not going to be great, right? Like last place, not great.
I don't know if fine is the right way to say it.
Enough to still win.
Yes.
Emma Lawson would be my front runner. She's not playing, and Emma Lawson isn't fit enough where I would be like, she would have won, right? And she's just not. She may be one day, not yet. So I think whoever wins the CrossFit Games this year will be the fittest woman on earth. And I'm talking truly, and I'm going to label them as that, and I will believe that with all my heart. James Sprague is the fittest man on earth, but I get it if you want to say it's a label. but I'm saying there's an argument. People can argue James Sprague. I will say he's the fittest man on earth. But for the women, I don't even think you'll be able to argue it. I think whoever wins that current woman is at that point during the games is the fittest woman on earth, and she carries that label the entire year.
Fair enough.
I thought we said winner of the CrossFit Games, champion of the CrossFit Games was the correct nomenclature, and fittest on earth is reserved for those who obviously won with a correct test and a correct field.
I don't think we agreed on that. I think if you win the CrossFit Games, you get the title of fittest man and woman on earth, even if the test is not great. You still get the title. Now, you do get the argument of Adler, of Dallin, and people might not give you the credit. You are the fittest man on earth. You have that title. Somebody might be better. Does that make sense? But I'm saying for the women, I think it won't be like that. For the women, the winner is the winner, right? Unless they skew the test again. The test has never been like has never been this bad since in the modern era. So it's very hard to say with the right test because
I thought so.
on
it.
Well, I just said my stance. I don't care what
next one. At Helson Alburn AZ 8207. You can tell it was a slow week for CrossFit. when you guys spent almost 1 hour talking about boring Tia and about this article that probably nobody read, not even JY. Good show, though. Thanks.
That's
I love
rough.
the way you read that.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Throw your comments in there below. We will read them next week. Also, if you are, this is your weekly reminder, go ahead and subscribe. We're almost at 10,000. Moving on.
Almost
So
at 10,000 for a minute, man.
Yeah. Get on the freaking subscriptions, you jokers.
That's right. Next up, so we're moving fast because John talked a lot during our AFJ segment.
Yeah, that's your fault, John.
Definitely.
I think I asked one question.
So we were going to talk about just the in affiliate team semifinals, but John was like, "Hey, I want some questions."
Let's open it up. Let's open up the lines.
This was for all of us. It wasn't like ask me. You made it.
Was it for all of us?
Yes, I was saying
I
we
remember
all
this
should
being one
answer it.
person's idea.
No. I phrased this like we should answer any and everything. There's a lot of kind of stuff in the CrossFit space right now, like just rumors or arguments or whatever you want to have it, and that we will answer everything as truthful as we can. We got a bunch of questions and we can mostly answer them.
First one.
I got to prep for this.
Is Tyler prepared to coach his Tyler's Trash athlete at the games? An invite was just received.
Wait, what?
You want to coach Mike Kern?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Is that an honest invitation?
I don't know. Mike, let us know.
I mean, I've never coached an athlete at the games, but I think I'd be pretty decent at it. I would be asked.
That was amazing.
I'd have a good a chance as anybody. I would be basically when I wasn't with the athlete, I would be talking to like Dallin and
this is Masters, here, Chief.
This is Masters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You know,
and
you know what? They're not going to be there.
I'd just be texting them. I'd bring them along.
What do I do?
With me, you get a coaching staff, so you'll get James and Dallin as well. That's
hey, what's that girl's name over there? Her name's Gemma. She might be a good swimmer. We should watch out for her.
I will tell you how not to lose. That's for sure.
That's good. John, what has been the biggest surprise about being a new dad?
I don't know. Nothing really.
It's pretty much every day, same day.
Honestly, and I don't know this. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I'm very like.
It's fine. I don't need advice on how to adjust.
I read that as he said, "I'll never take advice from you," and then it was not that. But, I feel like I live every day like this is just what the day brings. You know what I mean? And then like whenever I had a baby, I was like, okay, I have a baby now. And Leslie, I do need to be told like how to do things. I'm like, can you tell me how to do this? And then she does begrudgingly most of the time. And then you just kind of figure it out. You know what I mean? Truly, it's not like it is a huge adjustment, but I don't know if I've been surprised by anything. It's just kind of like, this is what I do now.
Okay.
Sounds easy then. I'm relaxed about it.
Yeah, you take that, Tyler. True. Yeah.
Let's roll with it. Julian Eifert, we like it when you pay us to read us a question. First one. What did you think of the heat coming down on Brian Friend, especially after the Froning podcast?
After. Not
okay,
during.
so are we talking about his criticism of Mayhem, or can we let's specify what we're talking about exactly?
I think it's up for interpretation. After
how
the
do you
Froning,
interpret
after his appearance on the Froning podcast, the heat coming down on him.
Tyler, do you want to go first? Spin, you want to go first?
No, you go ahead and lead off, and I'll
all right.
I'll prep.
I feel like, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like I tried. I don't know if harder is the right word, but I gave Brian more chances than anybody to be a good person to me. And I would just say, like, all the stuff that is said on the comments of how he is, I would say I wouldn't disagree with any of those comments, most of them. And if he feels differently, then I feel like he should look in the mirror. But like, and that's kind of like, I would say, and I mean, again, and I don't want to speak for him, but I think that's his biggest shortcoming is his inability to do that. It's not like any of us are perfect. I have my shortcomings big time, but you know, you try to realize them and then you try to be better from it. And I think that's you guys tell me if you agree, but I think that's his biggest issue.
Spin, do you want to go before I?
No, you're next in line there, Chief.
I've debated on how to deal with this. I think you two both saw a large range of emotion for me yesterday.
Yeah, just read what you wrote yesterday.
No, yeah, you would tell me to read that. I have some rules in life that can't be broken. And Brian, particularly, so I will talk about you, John.
Okay.
Brian, I was privy to conversations that Brian was having privately with different people. Just so happened at the same time, he was also texting John. He was texting John nice things. And then he was talking shit about John in other threads and keeping John out of opportunity and trying to undermine John. And John was the nicest person and most forgiving person when it came to Brian. I thought, you know, you and Taylor went a lot farther. Like, when you break my rules, you're fucking done. And that's what happened with Halpin. Like, I cut him off. It was done.
And you rightfully so were the first one to that camp.
You were ahead of your time on that one.
You were.
And I mean, like, I bit my tongue for a long time with Brian. And then when he did that, like, it's going to sound like I'm on Fast and the Furious, but it's like John and Brian and the other guys are fucking family to me. And they've never shit on me. They've never done anything bad to me. And the moment that Brian did that to John, I was like, I fucking got sideways and I couldn't fucking deal with it anymore. I think he's continued to work into the space. I try to stay out of his way. If people ask me about him, I will tell them who I think that he is, who I've known him to be, because we were pretty close with him for a couple years. He never ceased to bring up the fact that I owed him for making me this person or bringing me out to light. And that was shitty. When he was in the thread, there was always this hierarchy of, and John and I have talked about this in the past, there was this hierarchy of who could say what. It was like Sevon at the top and him. And then, like, I never felt like I could say shit because it's like, oh, you don't know enough. Okay. Since that has gone away, we all have an equal voice. We all say what we want. And that's been hugely important to the group. And the fact that it's like all we had to do was remove that spoke volumes about him. I don't want to even acknowledge his existence anymore. I'm tired of talking about him. He exists. We are his he talks about his problems with us more than he talks about almost anything. And it's like, the longer we continue to interact with him, the longer this is going to go on. He only survives in this space because we allow that and we keep picking on him. And it's like, we try to stay out of his way, we really do. And then he fucking steps up and says some shit on Rich's podcast and provokes the whole group and acts like, oh, but I didn't do anything. No, you're playing like these shitty games where it's like you say enough and then you're like, well, they're hitting me. And it's like, dude, fuck off. Like, going on Rich's podcast and saying, oh, I lost all my friends. It's like, shut the fuck up and grow up, dude.
Spin.
I don't have any patience for this. I have no patience for this anymore.
And if y'all can't tell, I feel like the group, barring Andrew, he's in the comments, but has relatively like been not loud about it. Like there's so much stuff that we could say like over and over again, and like we didn't. Like, and Andrew's the only one who brought it to life. It's crazy when you said like the group dynamic. Since he got cut out, I feel like all of us got closer, and that should tell you something, you know. I feel bad. I can't not feel bad, and I know you guys get mad at me because I feel bad. I feel bad for him, but he's his own worst enemy. Like it's all self-inflicted, and he doesn't see any of it.
Yeah, no, I definitely think it would suck to not be part of the group that we're in, John. But
you wanted to bring that up. Let's go back to Brian.
I needed that.
No, like I've stayed out of it. I've not really done anything publicly. I mean, I think just going back to the podcast itself, it felt disconnected. Like it felt like they were starting to pull on a string, and then it went nowhere. And I think it was both Brian and Rich maybe changing directions or not answering, like going down the hard path or discussion. Like they never talked about the reason that this whole thing came up about the squats. Like they started it and then it went like a different direction. Mm-hmm. And what I've struggled the most with is his comment about you need to, we've not promoted
a resource for him.
We've not promoted him.
He said we haven't put stuff out for him. I have been on his podcast with rankings, like literally, like JY versus Brian, like on who's who for whatever competition. I don't know what it was, but it's on his platform. We don't benefit from that. We get nothing from that. And I didn't ask that for him to pay me for it.
Yeah.
That didn't even register in my mind, because for normal people, that doesn't register in your mind.
Yeah. I write articles all day long and publish all kinds of stuff about news.
Someone please help.
I don't expect anybody to promote it for me.
No.
Right. I think it's cool when it does, right? Like anytime that anybody talks about it or brings up my article, whether it's from, Savon or Hiller or, heck, even when talking to Elite Fitness or Craig Ritchie or anybody like brings up an article, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like they find value in it. Anytime that Rich talks about it, like, oh, cool. That's how they're finding out news. But at no point do I think that Tyler should publish something of mine or go share a story because of it. Right. And to some degree, like if I'm covering something that nobody else is, like, great. That means I can get more eyeballs on it. I'm not sharing the eyeballs with everybody else. Like they're going to come to me for it. The problem is, and I deal with this to be honest, like the age groups, the adaptives, like I can write articles all day long about that stuff. It doesn't get clicks. Fractions of talking about the American athletes or the top stories going on that everybody knows about, the top 10 athletes in the world. And you got to make decisions about where you spend your time.
Like
right?
I'm just thinking normal people, dude. Normal people. Imagine Clydesdale saying, well, if you would just push the stuff that I put out for Masters people, like
He's never asked that of us.
No, that's what I'm saying. He does it. He's like, I want to grow my own channel, and I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna try my best and put forth what I want to put forth out there. And he's never
held to his to his compliment, he actually says like these are the less important people, and I understand like, but we're going to focus here.
And
Sorry,
this is where we want to focus. And he's never once said, "Man, if those guys would just push my stuff out, I can't believe they don't." I talk about them all the time. They should.
And to be honest, like if you want to go find an interview of somebody that's an up and coming athlete, you go check Clydesdale first.
For master, yeah.
For any like a semifinal athlete, like
any
that's
not
where you
elite
go.
athlete or any Panchik pro biography. He's got all that
Panchiks.
But truly, and he was funny. He knows more. I don't know what those athletes do.
Well, and that's a good point to be made. It's like, we say it rather roughly sometimes. It's like we don't care about South Africa. We don't care about the athletes. But it's like it is a true meritocracy for us. Roman came up in Asia. We talked the hell up out of Roman all the time. You know why? Because he was one of the best in the world, and he was a contender. That's who we talk about is the contenders. We don't give a shit what's going on in the fucking Balkans. We don't care because it's not important.
And then, it's fine if you think it's important. It's fine if that's what you want to put out. That's fine. You don't cry that we don't push that stuff out that you do. It's like, I mean, it'd be like Hiller. It'd be like Hiller whenever I was in the midst of getting canceled. Thank you, Spin. And Hiller puts out the Mitchell Hooper video. Like literally, I'm getting a lot of stuff from my phone. Like it's pretty depressing. I can't tell you what it's like to have 300 DMs telling you you're the worst person ever. Like commenting on my wife's stuff. Like it's a lot. Crazy. It's a lot, right? And Hiller in a way, comes to my rescue and puts the whole CrossFit sphere on Mitchell Hooper now, who, the world's strongest man tells you this guy just wants to sleep with everybody. He's the worst human being ever on YouTube. And it'd be like, and he does. Like Hiller didn't have to do that, but he wanted to. And then it would be like him texting me afterwards, "Hey, that's $500. That's what Brian does. Like in a way, and it's different. But am I wrong? Am I wrong in that? Or like expect something from
it's the expectation that kills me. And it's like, dude, like I've written articles for Spin, and it's like they've gotten trash clicks, and it's like, I don't say like, "Hey dude, you owe me for writing this article." It's like, no, I'm happy just to write. What I do, like, to play devil's advocate, I do feel for Brian at times. Like there was a time that I thought he was working pretty hard and he was going and doing a lot of stuff, and like if you're trying to make your life on this, like you're gonna push to be paid. And like, especially if you follow the philosophy of like, ask for what you're worth. But it's like, dude, we talk about this all the time. Like the athletes aren't getting paid. Why are you asking for money?
Dude, I don't even care if you ask for money. I don't even care if
you ask for
money. Don't play the victim
to all of that.
Yeah, I don't really care about that piece of it.
I think it's crazy that he's makes as much money as he does going and traveling around and doing the competitions he does, because I know what he charges for that. And that's like, I mean, it's props to him, but like he took a chance to start his own company because he did it, because he asked for money from Sevon and Sevon wasn't doing it. Talking Elite Fitness cut him off. A place where he was coaching cut him off. There's 3 different places where they're like, "I'm good with you." And then he starts his own company, which it's a freaking pattern. And like it's not as successful as he thought it was. But you just keep working. You don't play the victim card and say they are the reason. They are the reason. Yeah, I didn't think about that one. They are the reason that I'm not successful. Like you can't, that's the worst mentality ever, to be like, they are the reason I'm not successful. And it's wild to me. That's wild to me.
What I will say to put a bow on all this.
And I'm sorry. Well, I'm going to let you speak, Tyler. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm sorry that this has turned into a rant on Brian's thing. I didn't mean for it to be like that. I hope we could have other questions, but like, I didn't mean for this to be a scope of why we are against Brian, if you even want to call it that, or where the like fallout happened. It's just, y'all can tell there's a lot of like just pent up stuff from him. And this is why he's not in the group, right? Like it's a lot more. We get detailed stories, but it's coming from a place of it's pent up.
Matter of fact, like the reason we don't tell those stories is because like there is a bit of care still. And it's like, we're not going to shed light on that stuff because it's better for Brian if we don't. And what I will say, like to put a bow on all this is I think there's this conception that the group has this like one, like Sevon comes down and says, okay, guys, this is what we're doing. If you've been in the thread for longer than like 10 minutes, you'll know that that is not how it goes. We all have very different opinions. We argue daily, like functionally argue. We all came to this decision like on our own. And like Sevon is right. When I said somewhere that it was like we all like unanimously or quickly, simultaneously was the word I used. Simultaneous was like over the course of like a couple of weeks. But like we don't do that. We all came to this decision on our own. You might not like each of us individually, but there are those who you know to be part of the group who I think most of you would consider to be like very level-headed, and they came to the same decision. And so it's like, for you to just think we're picking on him, if anything, we've gone light. And it's like, I mean, I texted him this yesterday. Don't talk about us anymore. Like, it's in your best interest to stop talking about us because we don't want to talk about you anymore.
Yeah. Mr. Young, the worst thing about that podcast with Mayhem is that it happened.
Oh,
I appreciate
made him relevant.
Rich trying.
Yes. I mean, there's a lot. Hiller's
I was jealous. It made me want to be on the. It made me want to be on the podcast, and I I don't know where the conversations will go, but like I would love to.
You're just telling Rich he's not the goat.
Dude, yes, yeah. I would love to be in front of Rich and be like, listen, this is why I didn't like you. Like, this is why I was so like anti-Mayhem for like 5 years. And listen, this is the year I have 180 switched on it. Yes, right? Yes.
Yeah. Surprisingly.
And I would
179.
And just
179.
Yeah. I mean, he's still not the fittest, but he is.
There's like a hand over the shoulder the whole time. Still looking at Matt.
Matt was still fitter, but he's not the GOAT. Okay. But I would love to have that conversation and see where it went. And I'll look Angelo dead in the eyes and tell him to, and it would be so fun for me. But
I feel like Angelo would say more than 8 words.
Yes,
and read a scripture. Yeah. Rich, Angelo, bring John out to Cookville. That's the podcast we want to watch.
Don't actually podcast with him. Just put a camera on him.
Hey, when I come to Syndicate, listen, we can do this when I'm at Syndicate, dude. I'm right next to Cookville. Be all right. We'll do. I'm so down.
It'll be like The Office with what was the old guy's name? And he wanted the blog, so the guy just opened up the word Creed, and he just open up the word document. Scott just puts a camera on. He's like, "Yeah, go for it, John."
But if you don't want to, don't worry about it. I don't want to.
I'm having cramps.
I don't want to force y'all's hand. My first initial reaction was I was just jealous about it, but.
I want to see you out there.
If y'all don't like me, Mayhem, it's cool. You can keep not liking me. I understand. I don't know if you do or not. Go ahead.
Keeping it real, $5. Bring a 50-pound dumbbell to Syndicate, John. He has something for you.
No,
that sounds creepy,
dude. I have to do Isabel like 6 times at Syndicate. I'm not working out other than the other times I have to do it. My back is going to be fried.
He's just going to be constantly drinking Gatorades, prepping for the next Isabel.
Dude. Listen, it's going to be super fun at Syndicate. I will tell you this, guys. We got a snatch clinic that I'm going to run. I'm going to teach you how to snatch better, spin. Lord knows spin needs it. But it's going to be super, super fun.
Put a running clinic on for you, John.
And then we're going to, I would show up because I need help. I think we're going to do team double Isabel. I think Isabel's a part of the community pairs. We're going to do that again, obviously. And if you're actually good at snatching, I think we have 3 slots left for the JY Barbell Challenge. If you want to go
Do
against
it.
me and Heavy Isabel, the heat right before the pros go. That's going to be super, super exciting. But yeah. Okay. Next question.
Real quick, Mrs. Spin. I got so mad when he said a large part of the community hates Savon and you all. That was crazy.
Yeah, think about that. He's like, guys, so many people hate them. I don't know if any of us have ever said that about Brian. You know what I mean? Like, you think what he just said is probably more inflammatory than anything any of us have ever said about him, excluding the Hiller video, because that told the truth.
I think what Taylor said this morning was pretty inflammatory, probably on par.
Wild.
Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about that, but but I don't know if I don't know. Saying everybody,
I don't care.
Big deal. But here's the thing: it just doesn't carry as much water.
Yeah. Next question from a team athlete.
I will be your coach. Yes.
Nope. Would you cheat the run as a team athlete?
No.
Just a note, though. This team athlete won't be. Just so you know, this team athlete will not be cheating. But
asking for a friend.
Would you cheat the run if you were on a team?
Is this CrossFit man-made asking this question?
It is not. They would cheat. Wait, never mind. Go ahead. Would you cheat if you were trying to make it to the games?
I'll tell you what. If you see me coming in around the 3-minute mark, I did not do that right. We're looking at like 350. Anything under 330, the course is short then.
I'm fairly aggravated with HWPO athlete Kale Lehman for cheating, but I do enjoy cheating. I will admit. It's probably I would be hard pressed to not cheat in this workout.
Like, seriously though,
don't cheat.
This is literally the last stage to qualify for the games.
He's on a team and then he comes in 2 minutes. Man, I'm just so much better of a runner than I was at Mayhem. It was just the heat got me.
Like, seriously, do you think that there will be a team that cheats?
Yeah, 100%. Because I'm thinking about it, and I'm not even doing the competition.
I think I think a lot of teams will run an 800-meter course, but like turn around before the 800 meters. So I bet you a lot of teams like run 750. You know what I mean? Just like where that turnaround point is or whatever circle, you just cut it a little bit where, nobody knows. Right. And like, you're still doing the majority, but you're doing like 90% of the run every single time. That's what I think will happen. Not everybody.
But if you don't, can you qualify?
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's because, okay, you're measuring off your 800 meters, right? And then you're like, well, this line's kind of at, 759. Well, other people are definitely going to cheat. It's fine. It's close enough. That's what
you measure 800.
Yeah, but it's like
just 400 down and back, a 400 down and back, and then you just turn around before the 400 meter mark.
Our gym has like some lines out, right? And I'm convinced at this point that they're not what they say they are, right? Because it's like, where do you measure it? Like, what was the point of origin in the gym? Like, all that stuff starts to play in. I've run these 100 times. I'm like, there's no way I'm running an 800 this fast. It's definitely short. But if you're like, yeah, he measured it, it's fine.
Well, I mean, you have to show a video, to John's point. Like, you have to do some type of video, do some type of GPS. First of all, if you looked at my stories, I think it's gone now, but don't use GPS altering software. Definitely don't do that.
You're the best at teaching people how to cheat. The rower, the GPS.
Yeah, don't do that.
The video, you can edit videos now or pause videos.
Right. Yeah, don't do any of that stuff. I mean, you have to know it to combat it. But I think John's right. Like,
cook some Nancy drop-ins.
Like, how hard would it be? Like you saw the Hiller video where it was like the original splicer, right? And he like showed a video of a dumbbell and it was like against a wall, and then he shows the real dumbbells and it wasn't. Like when you do your video, you put a line up and it's 20 meters down the row because that's where you're doing your run, but then you actually do it at the other end of the rig. It's closer to the door. Like just that alone gives you 40 meters off. Right. In a larger gym. Like there's so many different ways that you can cheat it. And unfortunately, we've seen it in the open. Like we saw judges aren't who they say they are. We know that people are like skirting the standards.
Crazy.
Like
there's
so many
creative.
different things that we're seeing that you can't just say, well, the judge is going to not let them do it because they're part of the team. Yeah. They're not outside judges.
They're invested.
And I'm really curious to know what the FAQs look like for this one, because I guarantee people are going to be asking a whole bunch of questions about it.
Why do you think that they did this?
I think the idea is that they want to, they need to identify or have some type of long form run, and they want to not do shuttle runs. But this is not the answer.
So they didn't want to get shit on for putting a mile shuttle runs in like they did.
I think you could have done a different work. Like I think you could have modified it differently, where it's like 4 rounds of things, and one person has to do that while the other 3 are doing it. Like do something like that where it is shuttle runs. It's 800 meters. It takes forever to do that. Like they did in the Masters last year, right? Just have one person going back and forth, a gazillion times while the other 3 do the work. And you got to wait for that dude to finish up his run before you move on to, swap out athletes. Something like that would be viewable. But like there's gyms that are in the basement. There are gyms that are upstairs. There's gyms that are on top of a hill. Like there are so many different ways that I don't think you can say it's equitable when you're looking at the top 20 in the freaking world. Right. How hard is it to be top 20 in the world for a lot of these teams? Like
hard.
I would assume Mayhem's going to be fine. I don't know. It's not guaranteed on an online competition that you're doing it blind.
Well, especially because Rich is going to be like, or if I were associated with the team, I would be like, hey, fucking run that shit the right way.
Yeah.
And then you're screwed because other teams aren't.
And they get 56th in this workout.
Yeah. And that's not even speaking like the logistical issues. It's like, I hope weather's good that week.
Yeah.
Like, what if there's a tornado in Wyoming?
Yeah. I mean,
that's not where tornadoes happen.
I mean,
Alabama now, Mississippi, now that Tornado Alley's moved.
I mean, even.
Yeah. So I just, yeah. Who gets more event wins at the games? Austin or Colton?
Austin.
It's a great question.
It's easy. I just answered it.
The games is different, man. I think the games is a lot of Colton first and Austin second, but then Colton's 15th, Austin's still second.
I think if you looked at this past year's games, like I think Colton beats him in the 2 finale workouts.
Yeah, and I know for a fact he did.
There might be 1 or 2 others that he might have been able to beat him at.
Like event wins, Austin has to beat everybody. And I almost think it needs to be a wheelhouse workout for him to do that. And if it's a wheelhouse workout for him, probably a wheelhouse workout for Colton. Colton wins those. When they're good, when it's good for both of them, Colton's better. Now Austin's better at more things, but when it's good for both of them, Colton's better. I almost would say Colton. And I'm going to pick Austin to win the games. And
that's just the variability.
Yeah. And I would say Colton. Yeah.
I'm noting this. I'm putting this in Heat 1 at the games.
I would say, dude, it's great. It's a great one. What's the thing is, like, do you remember Fraser 2016 when Fraser won 2016? He won the run, and then he had 7 second places. That's what Austin's going to do. That's what Austin's going to do. Not to the same extent. It'll be more like 4 second places, but like, and then win one event, Colton will have 3 wins.
That's still pretty impressive. What stage or level of the mountain are the Copa Sur qualifiers? Are any of them on the mountain?
No.
Okay.
Done.
I'm gonna be honest with you. None of them know where the mountain pass is.
How do
I think
we
Kaylee
get
might.
to the grid league matches?
Tickets?
Say what?
Tickets
How
to
do
the
you get
Grid League
tickets?
matches.
Is there a place to buy tickets to go see the grid league?
That is a great question. I don't know. I think
UnitedGridLeague.com.
Yeah. Go to the United Grid. Thank you, Tyler. Tyler's my agent.
You're welcome.
Go to the UnitedGridLeague.com. May 24th is first match. It's in Miami. June 14th is in Tampa. And then July 12th and 13th, those are the big ones. It's a double, two matches. And those are the ones Colton will be at too. So that'll be a really fun one. That's in Dallas.
Are you guys tired of the Cale Lehman stuff yet? Can't wait to see him win Syndicate.
Don't hold your breath. Cale Lehman.
Was it Cale?
What?
Who wrote that question?
That was not
okay.
Sorry.
It's probably Adam. Adam is convinced he's going to go to Syndicate, and I'm like, no, dude, there's no way.
I would be surprised if he went to Syndicate. But if he does, I hope nothing for the best for him. I don't think it would go great.
It's a murder mystery.
I am done
want
with
to
it.
know.
Answer.
To answer the question, you're done.
To answer the question was that I am done with it. I don't think it's
Did you see Grant's video? Keeping it
Yes,
real.
No.
yes, I do. Yes, I did.
So-
Dude, you should watch it. Dude, it's like and Grant's been overkill on this, like badly. Dude, when he gets obsessed with something, man, he really gets obsessed with it. But I thought his last video was really good. It's worth going to watch.
I think
What
it's
is it?
100. I think he underestimated how many or understated how many hours he spent on that. Like he built out a freaking statistical model in Chat GPT.
And dude,
But he putting in like stats of all these people he faced in live competition with the movements, and then like
I think it's accurate too, man. I think it's more accurate than he even knows. And that's where I'll leave that.
oh. Okay.
For
Do
me,
you know something, John?
No, I don't know anything.
Okay.
You
October 8th.
definitely don't seem like you know anything.
October 8th. No, moving on. Next.
I think it was the 7th, but anyway.
I just wanted to say that while I want to be done with it, it's a mystery. It's a murder mystery, and I have to know the answer.
If he did it.
If he did cheat that much. And I think the answer is yes. But like I have to see the reveal.
Fair enough. I did look up a fun fact. I did look up one of his bass fishing competitions. He got last place in that too. Didn't catch a fish.
That's a low blow, Spin. I mean,
Is it though?
Yeah.
I just saying this. Lee Frazier, thank you for the super
Lee
sticker.
is
And
bass fishing.
Oswaldo Gonzalez, congrats. Thanks for becoming a new member. Appreciate it.
Oswaldo, welcome. I need you to change your last name to Mowbray. It's an inside joke. If you get it, I love you. And if you don't, you don't.
I don't. Which frog grips do you recommend / use and why? The elite ones, the sticky ones, the chocolate.
sticky ones.
The chocolates ones, I would say.
Yeah.
I would say the chocolates.
Definitely those.
I would get both. They're both like I really like the sticky ones, but in some situations they're not appropriate.
If you're in a gym, if you're in an affiliate that has pull-up bars that has chalk all over the pull-up bars, those will not be the best solution for you. So depends on what your situation is.
A lot of people don't like the sticky ones on the rings. I really do.
Fair enough. What are the best running shoes for the intermediates in CrossFit? First of all, I have to answer this one.
Yeah,
this goes to.
I'm not answering this.
Did you watch the World Fitness Project discussion of the workouts?
You could have stopped at World Fitness Project.
Fair. Will on it said that he did not program overhead squats or squat snatches in the first workout, where it's like 800-meter run and muscle ups and snatches. It could be power, because it was 600-meter runs, because the athletes like to wear all these running shoes, the poofy running shoes. When did we get to a point where athletes have to wear giant puffy running shoes for 600 freaking meters?
Dude, when did we get to the point where you don't program things because of what the athletes like to do?
That's also a good point.
That is the softest thing I've ever heard not from the athlete. Like athletes, I don't care what you do. You can run. I would do that workout with 275 snatches. Okay. I would do that workout in running shoes because it's more comfortable for me to run and I can snatch with them. I'm good enough about that. No, Bryson, I know, but I'll get to the right point. But as a programmer, you don't care about anybody. You program the workouts with nothing in mind but what is the testing.
Sure.
That's the softest thing I've ever heard from somebody programming a workout. Like that's wild that was his response. I'm gonna
beat him up.
You know what? Yeah, that's how I feel.
I mean,
it was
that'd be like for me saying
because
I don't want running with a squat snatch workout because I have to wear lifters. Nobody's gonna do that for me.
Right. And I tell people all the time, that's the reason. Like, I get asked that a lot because I don't wear lifters. People never see me in lifters. When we got the Lu Xiaojun shoes, I was like, guys, I can't do this because I failed a 245 snatch in the lifters because I'm forward. Because I never wear lifters ever.
Right.
It's because if a workout has running in it, I want to be able to run and still Like, if I should never need lifters if I have to lift heavy within a workout. Right. And if I'm dependent on lifters when I work out, what am I going to do whenever a workout has heavy lifting in it? Just feel off and fail stuff you shouldn't have any business failing. And so I'm kind of anti-lifter for that reason. When it's not Olympic lifting, we're not in the sport of Olympic lifting. We're in the sport of CrossFit. Right. So go ahead, Tyler.
Well, when we were at Mayhem, Spin made the observation that all the athletes in workout one during the run were wearing running shoes. And he was like, that's so soft because it wasn't very long. Now, I will say I wore running shoes when I did it, and I was very happy that I did.
I just noticed
I wore running shoes. I wore running shoes when I did it. I don't care if you're an athlete. I don't care what you run in, or lift in. I don't care what you wear at all. The programmer should never program with that in mind.
But I was watching the athletes do the sandbag squats, and you could see you could see them squishing, and it was like their heels were moving, it was not stable. And when did we get to a point where we can't run? Look at all 10 years ago,
out the woodworks here. Look. JY Barbell, hit me up. You'll never wear lifters again.
13 years ago when I found, or 14 years ago when I found CrossFit, it was minimalist. People were wearing the 5-finger shoes and you don't need anything. You don't want to wear the big poofy shoes. We don't need to run in these. It's not good for you. And now I can't run 600 meters without wearing Hokas. That's crazy. Toughen up.
I agree.
But we have a different feeling about this.
If you're going for a 5-mile run, go for it. Fine. If you're running for 600 meters, John, 600 meters.
Here's the difference. This is coming from a runner. You have a runner's outlook on this, right?
I don't think he does.
You are a runner.
600 meters.
No. I understand.
600 meters is not running.
I can run 600 meters in Metcons just fine. But I want to wear my runners, and I will do everything in the runners, no problem. I will do all the sandbag squats.
Apparently, you can't squat snatch on the turf with your runners because they wouldn't like to do it.
No, I'm saying I would, because I would rather run in my runners and snatch in runners. But I'm
You're
saying
soft, John.
if you don't like that, if you have to wear like a Metcon, then run in Metcons. I don't care what shoes you can wear the same. I don't care. The shoe thing doesn't bother me, but make a decision. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it bothers me. So that's what I think about it.
So we're talking about it.
That's right. As for the running shoes, I don't know. Just
maybe you should snatch in running shoes and see how you feel. Or do you need lifters?
Me?
Yeah.
I wouldn't like it.
It's the same thing. Like lifting and lifters versus running and runners is the exact same.
It's the principle of the matter, John. It's not about Brian.
That's right. When are we getting a Tapestry of Fitness shirt? Vindicate, if you're watching, let's work on it.
Ooh, that would be cool. We would probably should come up with a mountain though. Like we're gonna do a mountain with faces, or like
it would be like a Patagonia ripoff.
We've already done that.
Yeah,
somebody's done that.
I guess it would just be
face.
the outline of a mountain, and then with that rich.
I'm sure we can come up with something that's great, and then John can buy 600 of them for.
Dude, his logo is great.
I'm
just gonna let him sell those. I'm not.
Will Roman win the games?
Roman?
No.
Will he make the games?
Yes. He's about to this weekend.
Barely.
And listen, and he's going to be in the running. He's going to be in the running to win the games. When I say no, I'm not saying that like he's got no shot. He has a 100%. He's got a shot. He is in the running to win the games. I just don't think that he will.
Like Bryson.
Yeah, Bryson's on my team. Look at that.
They're on $4.99. They should all wear runners. No, they shouldn't. They should also squat snatch in them. Sure.
Okay.
The programmers shouldn't give a shit either way. I agree with the last two. I don't agree with the first sentence. I think you guys should be able to run in a pair of there aren't any really minimalist shoes. Like Rich probably wears the most minimalist shoes of anybody out there anymore.
Yeah.
Like the tiers that I wear are not minimalist. Like they are not even close to like the old Innovates and
hey, why don't you just run in lifters then, Spin?
What I'm saying to go the other way, John. I'm saying to go less.
No, you're all bent up out of
harder.
You're all bent out of shape about it. Why don't you just run in lifters? Hey, how about you and me do Naughty Nancy?
I'm not saying.
Hey, you know the workout Nasty Nancy?
Hey.
Yes.
Nasty Nancy, the one they did for the games. Let's all do that, and we'll all wear different shoes. Tyler can wear Metcons. I'll wear runners. You can wear lifters. And
I'm not saying to wear lifters.
And we'll see who wins that workout. Let's see what happens. The overhead squats are too much, dude. That workout's a monster.
I've done Nasty Nancy and lifters.
That's what I'm saying. I'm winning that workout out of us three. You know what? I think Bryson would tear me up in that workout. But for you two, I feel very good about it. And we'll all wear different shoes. We'll make a video out of it.
They were early Reebok lifters that weren't the best lifters. So.
All right, that's it. Moving on to top 10.
All right.
I'm done with you guys. Moving on. We have a new I liked that game last week. So we're gonna play
I did too.
A new game.
Even though I was shit at it.
It was hard.
Tell me this one isn't as hard.
Yeah, the topic.
It's only one. It's only one. We are sticking with regionals and semifinals.
Oh God.
He likes doing that because I can't know everything.
It's the semifinals season, so that's what you get. This time, not wins.
Losses.
It is
last places.
The total number of events that they have competed in. It's like a longevity thing. Who has been in the most?
Tyler might be better at this. Yeah.
So this is
okay.
How many regional semifinal events have they participated in? Top 10 list.
Should we just name names?
Yeah, start it off again.
Is this men and women?
Men and women combined.
Oh,
all
makes it.
I'll give you a hint. All of them have over 64 total events.
I think women are going to be. I think it's going to be more women than men.
Yeah. So Ben Smith is the first one.
That is correct.
Holy
Smith, number one with 70.
Exactly.
Yeah,
70 events.
He's obviously tied with Annie Thorsdottir.
No, that is incorrect, Sean.
But she's on the list.
No.
Tia Toomey. John's got a strike.
No.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
So we got Ben Smith.
Hold
Nice.
on. Not Tia Toomey. That makes me think like I feel weird saying Matt Fraser. Matt Fraser.
Nope.
What is this list?
Miss Ben got my second guess. Cara.
Okay, so we just need to stick with old people then. No Cara.
Cara's not on the list?
No.
Holy, okay. John, we got to get it together here. I got 2 strikes on me. Noah.
Noah Olsen.
Yeah.
Yes. Noah is on the list.
I feel like I have to turn the comments off.
Down there, tied for 6th.
All right. Don't look at the comments, Tyler. You can make them. Yeah.
Turn them off. John,
They're not that great in the comments.
I said Noah. I was at
They're
Noah.
They're like a 50-50 split on how good they are in the comments.
Sam Briggs. I'm out.
That's crazy. No, we're just going back and forth. We're just going back and forth now. Okay.
There's just a lot of not knowing.
Yona Koski.
Yona, he's
cool,
got to be
but
on the
no.
list.
No.
This is wild.
Rich Froning.
It's cool. No.
Oh my God.
Rich competed individual for 5 seasons.
Cole Sager.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank God we're on the board.
Cole Sager tied for 4th with 66.
I'm gonna tell you right now, this list is stupid. I hate it.
Most semifinal events. Who's like the longest besides Ben Smith that's been around?
We're just gonna go back and forth, okay, Tyler? Like
I'm trying.
I know. We can't help each other though.
30.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an amazing pool. Amazing.
There it is.
Or Turi.
I kind of want to say Katrin.
Yes, Katrin is on the list. 3rd.
How is Annie not on the list and Katrin is?
She's not. Annie got pregnant. 69 appearances or events for Katrin David's daughter.
My boy, Travis Mayer.
Cool. No.
He went to fucking sanctionals, dude.
This is regionals and semifinals.
That should count.
Nope.
Hold on. It's my turn. You said Travis Mayer. BKG.
Yes. He's tied for 6th with Noah.
Are all of these people good?
Yes.
So we'll get there eventually. Okay.
Maybe.
Brent Fikowski.
Yeah. Also tied with BKG.
Kristen Holtby.
No, the South African queen is not on the list.
Norwegian queen.
Now you know where she's from, huh? 3 more.
All right. How many men and how many women?
2 men, 1 woman.
Yeah, we need it. Yeah, we need to way more men than women. Okay.
It is.
No. This is going to be wrong. Dan Bailey.
No. It's not Kale Lehman.
HWPO athlete, Kale Lehman.
All right, my favorite girl, Becca Voigt-Miller.
No.
Damn.
I'm just trying to think of people who has been in it forever.
Can you give us a region?
No, here, not a region. Just give us a hint. Whatever hint you want to give us.
Let that be the region.
She came back after years of not qualifying.
For the games?
Years?
It's not Cara.
No, we already guessed Cara. Years of not qualifying. Sarah Sigmund's daughter?
Oh, I think I'm. This is why you didn't say the region. Yeah, am I right?
Probably.
Maddie Sturt.
No.
Oh,
Ah, dang it! I thought I had it, dude. She did semifinals like
Close.
forever.
She's close. She's up there.
and no Masters bullshittery.
I
in
think.
there, right?
Hey! Give us a time. Give us a time.
Give us another hint.
A time frame. Give us a time frame.
I mean, they're all in the early to late stage. Like they have to be like the start of it through
Okay.
like 21. Like they have to be.
Lucas Hogberg.
No.
Dude.
All right, we're gonna have to get like 2 more guesses apiece.
She lives in Hawaii.
China Cho.
Yes. 6th place.
It was my turn, Tyler.
Sorry.
Oh, you guys have lost all. This was a
All
disaster.
credibility.
It was a disaster.
Dude, this is a stupid list.
This guy is which way? There are 2 guys. Trying to think of a good hint for you. He's banned.
Currently banned.
Is he in America?
No.
Jason Smith.
Yes. In 4th with 66.
How are we missing the number? We're tied
one's
for the
crazy.
number 1 place, and it's a male.
Are you surprised we haven't thought about it?
Yeah. No. This one's tough.
Is he old?
Yes.
Is he small?
Sam Dancer.
No. Is he small?
He's not in the States. He's an international athlete.
Oh, okay. Dang it. Did the internet? I was thinking Spieler for a minute, but
I mean, you think about it. This guy has 70 appearances, 70 events. Each one is probably 6 years. That's like 12 appearance. Like it's 12 events. 12 years.
European or Australian?
Australian.
Newberry.
It is
Oh, okay.
James Newberry.
I was gonna go Rob Forte, but
Yeah,
he's
dude,
he's
this
been
is
out
this
a
is
while.
the
That
most
was
random cast
rough.
of characters.
No, I
Did
do
you-
have.
Okay, you saw
How
this
many
top
we
10
have
and you
when we
thought
were out?
like this was
What do we
This
have?
is
2?
longevity. I thought you'd at least get like start naming names that were been there forever, but like
we
you guys were just,
did.
like, but they were the names that were just under forever. There is who else has competed in 60 plus events? There's 3 other women. Maddie Sturt's one of them. She has 60 events. 2 other women.
We haven't said them.
Yeah.
Are they foreign?
One's in North America, one is in Asia.
Oh, Asia. Is it Seher Kaya? Asia woman. Do we know her?
I'm sure you do, John.
Okay, so then it's not Sung Young Choi.
No.
Is it back in the day, Asia?
Yes.
Dude, oh man. That's okay. I don't like it already.
I'm out. I don't know any of the Asian athletes. What's the other one?
Yeah. You focus on North America, and I'm just gonna kind of rattle my brain on Asia for a minute. Asia. Who is Asian? And they're not good, right, Spin?
But they're fine.
They're fine.
Good as any.
Don't like that.
But it's not
All
somebody you'd be like, oh man, yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah.
One guess gone, John. I'm out.
Wow.
It's not Jamie Simmons, right?
No.
She's New Zealand. Yeah. I didn't know if you were gonna like UAE on me or not.
No, not doing it. No tricks. The North American athlete has gone by 2 names.
Yeah,
Come on, Tyler.
I'm out. Come on. We need to move.
I'm trying to focus on Asia, dude.
You're never gonna get Asia.
You told me that I would know Asia.
I don't think you'll get it though.
What?
If I give you the name, I think if I give you the name, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I know her." But
Okay.
I don't think you're gonna be like able to just come up.
All
with
right,
it
all
on
right,
your
all
own.
right. Well, then let's go North America. Give us a hint on North America.
She's gone by two
She has-
different names.
Cassie Lance McWhorter.
No.
No, she had one name and changed it later.
Bethany Flores Shadburn.
No.
Freaking. Give us something else.
She's been to the games the last 4 years.
Camille LeBlanc Razinet.
The last 4 years.
No, I was just thinking of double names that are good.
Is it Ariel?
Ariel Armstrong. Ariel Lowen, 63.
I would have never gotten that.
Oh, dude,
Thanks, Melanie.
I forgot Ariel Armstrong. She's been mowing forever to me.
And the last one, I'm just going to say it because we need to run. We got to give 3 minutes to Wodland. Yuko Sakuyama.
I never.
I've seen it.
Shout out Yuko.
Yuko crushing it out there.
I would never go with that one. Yeah.
Japanese athlete.
There you go. That was it. Top 10. That was disappointing. That was a bummer.
Sorry.
I thought you guys would get it, but not so
We've
much.
been much better at blind rankings where there's no consequences.
It's true. Last topic. Wodland Fest starts on Friday. That is the list of men competing. If you want to count the number of rows, I think it's 32. I think if I counted correctly, 64 athletes. However, Michael Wesolowski and Fabian Benito are out. So
Wesolowski's made the games before.
Yes. So those guys have both withdrawn. I believe Fabian was injured during Mayhem, if I remember.
So do you guys want to do this like this? Like Annual Akai, Yonakoski, and Roman Krinikov. That's going to be everybody's top three. Do you guys want to just say your top three in order of those three guys?
Not yet. And then on the women's side, I want to do something a little bit different. On the women's side, there's a whole bunch. There's actually 66 on here. Sarah Sigmunds's daughter will not be competing at Wodland Fest.
She out.
She is out. She will be competing at Rebel Renegade Games. Yeah, she got a special invite there because she lives in UAE. Let me go over here. I want to go event by event on those, at least on the men. On the women's side,
Oh boy.
I don't know. I mean, women's side, I think it's who is on there. I mean, it's Jennifer Muir. It's
Lucy Campbell, Fuliano, Karen Fryova is very fit.
But neither of those last two you said can't qualify.
Can't go to the
I
games.
know, but
Yeah.
like if we're talking about event wins, like
Sure.
they're there. I thought there was one more good girl. I mean, Sung Young Choi, not to win, but like she's decently fit. Like
I think she'll be right up in the top 10.
She can, yeah.
I think that might be it.
Emily Lundberg, she almost qualified out of Europe last year.
Andrea Solberg. I know a lot of people like her, spin included.
Ella Wilkinson, I think, could have a shot this year. Can she go to the games?
Why? Because she been snatching a bunch, and you like the way it looks.
No, I think she was doing pretty good last year.
She did last year, and then she imploded on the last day.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think the women is interesting. It's not even close to what the guys are. And so what I want to do is I want to take the look at the workouts and the three guys and say which one does the worst out of each one.
Of those three, of the main three?
Of those three, yes.
So Yonakoski, Annual Akai, and Roman Krinikov.
Yes. Yep. Because I think those are the three. We could probably all agree that we would say are the top three going. So the first workout, they're going 2 hours south of the venue.
The venue.
To do a special run.
A special run? Does that mean like it's uphill and stuff?
No, it's on this bridge. It actually looks pretty cool. And so they'll run back and forth, I guess, and do some sandbag squats. It actually looks cool. I wouldn't want to be on a bus for 2+ hours.
And then sit on a bus for 2+ hours on the way back.
Go back, and then you get to do the second workout. That sucks, but hey. Either way.
Do you want to
Running
include
and
more
sandbag
Feebig?
squats.
Is he in it?
Feebig is in it. Do you want
You
to
want
add
to
him?
include him or no? I don't think he's on caliber with those guys. I know Annual Kai is like.
I think for the purpose of this, I
there
want to say who's out. Who is the one that does not
Okay.
in this
Do well?
of these three who does not do the best?
I actually
Daniel.
think Yona Koski.
No, you're wrong. He's going to win it.
Okay, Tyler. I think Roman's going to win it.
I think Roman wins it, and I agree with John. I think Yona is the one that's odd one out.
Okay.
So far on sandbag squat workouts, I think I'm a perfect 2 for 2 in calling how it's going to go.
2 for 2.
Event 2 when they get back from their bus trip. Intervals 2, 2, 2, 3 of 2 legless rope climbs, a 26-meter handstand walk, and then in the remaining time, a max heavy rope double unders. That sounds terrible.
It's wild.
It's terrible to watch. You're gonna have lots of minutes of double unders.
Was that the rope that Brent was using? It's not that one, right?
That's the Volitas rope.
No,
Okay.
it's not
Okay.
that.
I was like,
It's the same one that they used at Tier Wadapalooza. When
Gotcha.
Volitas sponsored that.
Just
heavy
think like a
rope.
Zeus rope. Like it's just a heavy rope.
Basically, who can double under the fastest?
I'm going to say Annual Kai is the last place in this one.
Agreed.
I guess. I mean, I think again, this one is another one for Roman. I think he'll have most time.
I think Yona will. I actually think Yona will be right there with him time wise, but I think Roman's slightly quicker on the legless.
Yes.
But I think Yona will be right there with him in this. I will still pick Roman to win it, but I think Yona will be right there with him with this. I think Annual Kai is just not on their level on the other stuff.
But dude, if you have
one of the worst high level workouts ever written.
If you have 15 seconds, you can rack up some dubs.
They're gonna have more than that, man.
Well, ahead of the next person.
Yeah, well, yes. My guess is you're gonna have a minute, and then 2 on the last one. Like it'll take a minute to do the stuff, and you'll get.
Do you have to pirouette on the 12-meter handstand walk?
I don't believe so.
12 meters is 36-ish feet, so 75 total feet. I think it's just 36 feet. It says 12 and 12.
I think that's for women. I don't know why it would be.
Well, why would they put I thought it'd be down and back. You do 12 feet down, 12 feet back, 12 meters back.
Okay. It seems like a lot.
Why wouldn't you put 2 and 2 then?
Does that seem like a lot of time on the first?
That's my point. I don't think there's going to be a lot of time like you think on the heavy rope double unders. So like if you have 2 legless and you have 75 feet of handstand walking, I think you're gonna have 30 seconds of double unders.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially as you get to the third round.
Well, and you're gonna get tired. You know what I mean? Like maybe you have a minute and then you have like 45 seconds and then 30 seconds and then now you have a minute again. Like it's gonna be less than people think.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a better workout when you look at it like that, right? Spin. It's not like
no, it still sucks. I don't like it at all. I don't want max double unders to determine.
No, me neither. But it's not as much as you thought it was. Is what I'm saying.
I don't know how I feel about workouts like this in general. It's like I hate it when it's like you make one trip and you're done.
You'd be better off just making this like 2 legless rope climbs if it's 24-meter handstand walk and 48 double unders. And do it for 4 rounds or however many rounds you want to do it. Like
total time.
That's it. Just time. Yeah.
Or even max rep dubs in like, or no, I guess you're right. Yeah. Do it.
No.
Let's do 224,
and then have a 2-minute cap and then have a 2-minute cap. And then you minute rest and then you go to the next interval just like that.
I'm just saying 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm siding with you on this. Like it's not
it's the same thing that happened at Copa Sur. I don't know, John. I don't think you watched it, but like the final event of Copa Sur was the elimination style. The people who did well on the buy-in, the top to get into the top 10, and then the first interval after that, guess what? They did pretty well the entire time. Like, you could just make the workout. It is like there was no reason to drag that out. They could have had one workout with several rounds. Call it a day or make it a chipper and it's done. There's no making him just redo it over and over again doesn't change the results, right? Like you're good at pistols, you're good at handstand walking or pirouettes at Copasur. This you're good at legless rope climbs, handstand walking, and you have more time on the double unders.
Who's programming this? Do we know? It's not Mayhem.
Mayhem is assisting, I think, in this one. That's why you have the 2 Mayhem workouts, or the heavy Isabel and the Mayhem 30-30-30.
Right.
But I think just like NorCal, they're letting whoever's running it also have like their flavor. And I bet this is probably their flavor because Lolitas sponsored it. And so they're like, we want to work out. And that's what they came up with. And Rich and team were like, okay. Test 3. This is the Mayhem workout. I don't know why they're calling it Test 3, but
I know why
anyway,
they're calling it Test.
Roman wins this one out of the 3.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Roman's going to be all right on this one.
He'll be fine. It's a salt bike too. It's not the Echo bike.
Yonakoski's last place in this.
No, Yonakoski wins this of the 3. And
I think Yona can, but I think Yona has the ability to do the bar muscle ups unbroken.
That's cool.
He's a biker, dude.
I don't think Aniel's going to be that much better on the bike than Yona.
I think Aniel Okai is better at bar muscle ups than you think. I think Aniel Okai.
I'm going to say I'm not like I say they don't do bad. I think Aniel's going to be third in this group.
I'm going to say Yonakoski gets third.
Tyler.
Yona's going to get first. Aniel's going to get last.
Other than Austin and Colton,
wait,
show me
Roman
the short person.
Second.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler. Show me.
He spent all of his energy on that first one. The first time he did it.
Show me the small guy that did well on this test, other than Colton and Austin.
Those guys didn't grow up biking their entire life.
It's a salt bike is different than
Okay.
I think Yona's going to do a Luke Parker and do all of them.
Hey! Then show me the Echo bike workout that Yona has done well in.
All of them.
I'm not saying it's the Echo bike. I'm saying
tell me one.
The bar muscle ups.
I'm saying it's the bar muscle ups. No, I'm talking to Tyler.
John's picking on me on the one thing that I don't know, which is any stats ever.
The one thing I don't know is any stats.
That's right. Event 4, the UMA complex. 1 clean, 1 jerk, 1 hang clean, 1 jerk. Roman Aniel.
Yona gets last.
Yeah, Yona gets last.
This isn't looking good for Yona unless I'm right.
If I'm right, he's doing freaking great.
Malaga Nightmare. 3 rounds, 8 single dumbbell devil press, 10 box step overs, 12-meter dumbbell overhead walking lunges. I believe it's 70 pounds. Or 60 or 66.
I just need to say this every time. Devil's presses are dumb.
Annual Okai gets last place in that
one. Agreed. I think Roman takes this one.
I actually think
the box step overs.
I think Yona's gonna be really fast in this.
I'm not sure if Roman is the last one in this one.
I don't. I think Roman's just that much fitter than Annual.
Oh, the way it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Roman on this one. I think Roman is, if he's going to have one bad event, this is it. And then the last one, which is not on here yet, is Heavy Isabel. Yona?
Aniel. Is it Yona?
Hold on. Time out. No, it doesn't. That's not a freaking Echo bike. You idiot.
Get him, CrossFit. You know what I'm talking about. I get that it's different, but
hold on.
Different.
No, how good did Saxon Panchik do on Bike to Work? He got like 4th freaking place. Show me the workout that he does good on an Echo bike. Power output is different than being a good biker. This is the worst comment I've ever seen. You're better than this. You're better than this, CrossFit. I know you don't like me. You do bad comments about me all the time. You are better than this. You should
This is
feel
egregious.
bad about this. This is an egregious comment. Okay, and I'm gonna rinse you up this next time you put a comment out like that's this dumb.
Damn, CrossFit. I feel like CrossFit got hit for
Saxon
what I
did
said.
skip a lap, but they take your slowest lap and then they added it to it, and he was like 4th place after that.
Which wasn't fair. Is Spencer in this one?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
He was invited, but I don't think he's
busy.
So he
Preaching
was
the word.
Yeah, he was on the list, but he's not going. Doesn't want to.
Good. He would have
Isabel.
done terrible at the bike workout.
Isabel. Do you agree, John? Yona?
For Isabel? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, don't look good for Yona, man. Dude.
Like the only one we said that he was like best at was me saying he beat Aniol.
I mean, I think he can win this workout right here.
Okay.
I said that I think he can win this workout.
So does that mean
do good?
Does it mean
He's
Aniol
won
and
game.
Roman are your two that advance?
Which one did I say Aniol would be bad at? The double under one? Yeah, dude, I think I'm gonna say so. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick Roman and Aniol.
And then I guess Yona has to do it in affiliate semifinals, but that means he's going to go.
Which he can.
He's got to go the following week. That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that does suck.
That's
That's less for him than some other athletes that are.
I hope he does NorCal. That might be what he has to do.
Come all the way out.
Can you imagine if Roman doesn't make it and have to go all the way back out to Mayhem and
All right,
then do
Brian.
an affiliate semifinals?
Okay. All right. We were done talking about that. He loves to compete. It's fine.
He's just got to adjust his training a little bit.
Here's what I will say though about Roman and what we're seeing and what we will see in the coming weeks. I don't like the same workout at multiple qualifying events.
Oh my God. Well, it is different because we have so many athletes. We've never had a situation where the athletes are going to different places and doing the same events. We've had athletes always doing the same events. Like, so regionals, they were all the same events, but you didn't have those athletes doing them at other.
But sanctionals, sanctionals in 2019, it was, they were flying all over the place, but they were all completely different.
Right.
I don't like the same two.
I'm with Tyler. I don't mind the same two events at all. I like the two events. I do think it skews Heavy Isabel being one of them. Automatically skews you to having a light competition or a heavy competition. If you throw in a max like this, this is a heavy competition. I guarantee you, it's going to be strong people that come out of it.
Yeah,
if you don't have a max,
200-pound squats. The clean complex and is Heavy Isabel.
This is a really this. If I was fit enough to make a competition,
squatting heavy.
This would be the one. Tyler, I should have done that qualifier. I would have done.
You would have been out here.
You said that like 6 times.
I know, just for this one, but
you could have qualified. I guarantee.
I'd be better than Kale. That's all I know. Anyway,
who?
Good. You're all right. You're right. Anyway. And if you don't have a max event, then it's and Isabel's your heavy, unless you have a lot of squatting or a lot of deadlifting and other workouts, then it's kind of a light competition, and you're going to have little cardio boys that make it.
I like
so
the
derogatory.
I do like the idea of every competition having its own unique flavor, and if the programmers of Wodland Fest want to make it for all of the bodyweight ninjas, fine. We'll see if they get smoked by the heavy workout or the heavy competition.
Yeah.
Right. And if we saw that year after year after year, it would be interesting, right? You could see that, hey, if you program light, your guys suck at the games. Right. Yeah. And if you program super heavy, you probably suck too. You need that good balance, and you kind of see which one of those
who are the best
just
programmers.
takes that out of it.
right.
Yeah,
But we've kind of made it. We've made it very, very similar. And it's not that I don't dislike any of the programming so far. I don't like the final event of Copa Sewer. I don't like the double under AMRAP this workout, but they're fine. So I think all of these 3 competitions, Mayhem, Copa Sewer, and Wodland Fest, are all sending the right people, or will send the right people. It's just, I like the idea of having it different, and we could see the variances in that. So we've run our time. Real quick, Melanie Hodge, before we go, public thank you to JY through JY Barbell for helping with my snatch technique. Baby steps, but so happy with the progress.
Melanie's back.
Thank you, Melanie. I appreciate that. You're killing it.
Also, if you're going to be at Knoxville at Syndicate Crown,
You are going to be there.
You will be. The QR code down there in the bottom left-hand corner, scan that. Yeah, the other way. You scan that. It'll take you to Competition Corner to register for one of the team divisions. And if you use code SPIN, 15% off.
And now it's time to get tickets, guys. We're going to do a lot of stuff. It's going to be really, really, really fun. Yeah. If you're fans of the show or fans of any of the Savonverse or just CrossFit in general, I know apparently a bunch of y'all can't stand us, but
the ones that do.
If you're fans of just CrossFit in general, we're going to make this the most fun event that is being had as far as the semifinals for to get to the games. I don't know who's competing. Once the affiliate semifinal happens, I don't know who's going to be there as far as competitors, but we are going to make it the most fun semifinal out of all the semifinals.
That's right.
Come show up. We're going to be doing the pre-show. The Spin is going to be doing the pre-show, and you can stand behind us, be part of the crowd.
Yeah.
And
bring signs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. There's going to be a live Kill Taylor before an event. I know Colton's going to do that. If he
live JY Barbell Isabel.
Yeah, and then we're going to do Heavy Isabel right before the pros go. And my goal is...
Are you a challenger?
My goal is to have a time to beat that is hard to beat.
Yeah. Vindicate. Should we bring some of those fancy new spin shirts? Definitely. Vindicate.com. You can get the No Apologies spin shirt. Mrs. Spin will be there along with myself. So we will all be there in Knoxville throughout. So definitely join us, like MTV Live. That's exactly what the Spin will be like.
Just like that.
Mm-hmm. I'm the Carmen Electra of our crew.
And with that, John is the Carmen Electra.
I apologize to absolutely nobody.